So hi and welcome. I wanted to share with you this beautiful sunset that we're getting ready to have. I don't know if you can see it too well in the background there. So beautiful. And share about 15 minutes of just some quiet time with you as the sun starts to drop down and the clouds sort of take over. Really lovely out here. And in particular, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about staying in the present moment. It seems like such a really easy thing to do. I really would love to think it was one of those really simple things, and I guess it can be for a lot of us, but for most of us, it's not easy. I find myself drifting off into thoughts about the past and the way things have been all the time. And that sort of sets the tone for the way things are in my life currently, based on what's worked and what hasn't worked. So dwelling on the past, and then I often catch myself flying away to the future, thinking about what is to come and what might happen. And in those moments, I find myself more anxious than ever, because I live in a land of what ifs and who knows and possibly mights. So when I can actually catch myself drifting off, way far into the future, or spending time dwelling in the past, the best thing I can possibly do in those moments is to take a really nice deep breath and draw myself right back into presence. So I wanted to practice that with you a little bit right now, so that you know what that feels like for those moments that you feel like you too have drifted, maybe too far back or too far forward. So I'm standing under this really lovely tree, and I'm going to place my phone down and let you just absorb some of this tree's beauty and talk to you here for a moment. So if you'll join me in finding a way to sit nice and comfortable, placing your feet firmly on the ground, and just allowing yourself to feel all the corners of your feet. Place your hands on your knees, or you could bring your hands together in prayer if you'd like, pressing your thumb into your heart space. Whatever's most comfortable for you. I invite you to find your breath. You can keep your eyes closed or open, whatever feels best in your body. Just notice how your body feels when you take the first inhale here together. Rib cage is expanding in all directions, and the crown of the head starts to lift. And as you exhale, feel your feet on the earth. Feel all the points where you're making contact with the earth. Under your sits bones in your chair if you're seated, or your back if you're lying down. And just come into your own body. Just become aware of whatever you're feeling right now. And then I want you to take your right hand and bring it into a little fist and give it a squeeze right there. Just squeeze your hand, balling up that fist. Squeeze, squeeze, and then just let go. Noticing the difference between the really relaxed hand, the relaxed fingers, and the tension that you just created by balling your hand up into the fist. Then move over to your left hand. Let's do the same thing. Ball your left hand up into a fist and squeeze it nice and tight. Squeeze, squeeze. And then release and let it go. And again, just noticing the difference between the softened, relaxed hand and the tension that you created by squeezing and binding the hand together. Let's do the same thing in the face. I want you to scrunch up your face, scrunch up your eyes, your lips. Squeeze the face, just squeeze it up right there, your forehead, everything is tight, tight and tense. And then release and soften, let go. Just breathe in and out right here. Again, just noticing the difference between a relaxed face, softened jaw, and the tight, tense face that you just created. And let's move down to the feet. On the right foot, I want you to grip your toes super tight, squeeze them, curl all the toes under, gripping, 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 and then let go. And then let's move over to the left side, the left toes. Just balling up the toes, squeeze super, super tight. And then release and let go. All of these actions, the tensing and the releasing, allows you to bring yourself right into this present moment. It's a nice little exercise to practice when you find yourself just flying away, far off into the future, or spending too much time dwelling on the past. Let's see if you can enjoy this last little bit of sunset here. So pretty. So you can practice this exercise anytime. Whenever you find yourself falling out of presence. Because in this present moment, life is happening. Real life is happening. It sounds so incredibly cliche to say, but it is true. The past is behind us, and the future is uncertain, but this very moment is a gift, and that's why it's the present. It's the only thing that we can truly be certain of. So just returning to presence again and again and again allows us to more fully embrace and experience life. Takes us out of that fight or flight response that comes from the anxiety that dwells up in us, thinking about what might happen or what didn't happen again. So let's take these next few moments and just be in this beautiful state of presence. Practicing the gripping and the releasing again if you find yourself falling out. It's a really nice way to draw yourself back. Squeezing maybe your thigh or your kneecap, or just finding a body part to tense up and release. And just draw yourself back again and again. Noticing your breath and allowing your breath to serve as an anchor. Feel the sensations in the physical body as you breathe in, and feel a softening and a release on the exhale. Stay here and breathe very gently, practicing presence. It's all just a practice, all of it. But you are creating pathways in the brain every time you draw yourself back into presence, creating this superhighway in the mind. So keep practicing. Stay with your breath. Inhale, exhale. Thank you so much for joining me. Feel free to continue your practice, staying in presence, and I'll see you again next week. Namaste.